But shout out to Monte for making this video. Love watching his stuff, but let's jump into it.
This request might not make any sense, but what anime do you recommend to someone who hates anime? And this is a perfect example of someone who should never be considered, catered to, or aimed to please. They will be the death of whatever you create, destroying the pure fandom you've garnered. And when what you have built has burned down, they'll just hop on to the next fandom to ride out. I want to give a quick thank you to everyone who's been enjoying these videos I create. To some, my opinions can be controversial, I understand, but to others can be encouraging, like, finally, someone said it. You guys join my live streams, always having a good time, full of laughs, fun, and enjoying the heavies. Firmboy looking right. God.
The heavies! Look at the heavies! The heavies! I am a man of culture, like Monte Sensei. I do appreciate the female form at its most peak. The heavies, bruh. Always for the heavies.
Ali, back to back. Yo, dye her hair purple, give her like a staff, then we good.
Hell
to
yeah.
me, it's a relief that there are other sane people out here, fans who just want to enjoy their entertainment, who still value escapism, wanting their hobbies to be left alone from those who seek to destroy them. So for this video, I want to make it clear who these videos are actually for. First, they're not for those who aggressively disagree with me, who suffer from delusion when it comes to simple things like not being able to distinguish between fiction and reality. For me, that's a non-starter and indicator that this person is too far gone. This isn't the 90s, 2000s, or any previous era where a mature conversation can be had with these folks. I truly believe we're in a post-debate era full of overgrown adult toddlers who lack any critical thinking. These people can't be reasoned with, talked to, and will actually put your life at risk if you dare think otherwise. The type of mindset I realized over the years through trial and error I can't interact with. As Jay-Z stated, a wise man once said, don't argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell who is who.
Yeah, they said that. If you choose to argue with the fool, you don't defeat the fool, you become one. You end up being two.
And told me don't argue with fools, cause people from a distance can't tell who is who.
To me, these people are a lost cause. Now, sometimes they pop up in my comment section saying things like, gatekeeping is bad, global audience good, anime was always mainstream. The type of responses I don't even bother with. Because if you...
Anime was never mainstream. I don't know why people say that nonsense. That's not true. Because growing up, when you was in anime, for some odd reason, you'd be called white. For being into, if you're a minority and you was into anime, for some reason you was being called white. You're not even being called Asian, you're just called white, which is weird because a lot of people assume that it was depicting white people. It was never mainstream. It was never meant to be mainstream, to be honest. It was very niche. Yeah, that was a thing. If you was a minority, it don't matter if you was Hispanic, black, anything other than white. If you was into anime, you will be called you're being white for being into anime. Because that never made sense to me. That was very dumb. Knowing that was from Japan, but no one cared. No one actually cared. If you was a minority and you was into that, you'd be called white. It would be very weeb. White nerd or weeb. Yeah, one of those, but usually white. Wow, the last thing I would want is to be related to a slave owner.
Still hold that viewpoint in current day despite the many franchises that have rotted away, causing countless fandoms to suffer, then there's no convincing you. I'm not going to waste my time. People defending corrupt localizers, cool with them butchering someone else's work, and if you dare notice and speak on it, they ask, why do you care? It's such a non-issue. It was just one line. Stop freaking out about it, making you seem like the bad one for defending one's work.
Usually.
These same people support censorship, hate fan service, shout out Tamaki and Okubo for doubling down on the critics, always saying it's unnecessary, it needs to be done right, which in their mind means don't do it at all. They hate beautiful women characters, period, supporting the uglification and swapping of characters from
the Muslims started that before white people.
The original source, with their logic being, who cares?
White people just perfected it. Muslims started that.
It's just a side character. No one knows anyways. Lacking any type of foresight, as if they never heard the saying, give them an inch, they take a mile, which damn near plays out on a daily basis nowadays. Again, these people are a lost cause. But I will tell you who my videos are for. The new and upcoming creators and studios being formed to help dodge the landmines that so many classic creators and half-century-old studios have fell into, destroying classic IPs by catering to the non-fans and prioritizing normies, taking activist advice over listening to their core base. Always say that while yes, with normies comes growth and more money, but not sustainability. They come and go with fragile interests, always looking for the next thing to get into, while the hardcore dedicated fans comes with commitment and leads to longevity. Always like to use Shift Up, a new South Korean game studio that made Stellar Blade as an example, despite the many smear campaigns from IGN and mainstream outlets calling Stellar Blade a sexist game, all for daring to have an extremely attractive woman lead, saying things like, this game is for men who love to beat their wives, just insane shit.
So men likes to play games of beautiful women who likes to beat their wives. If they hate women that much, why would they even play as a woman in the first place, especially one that's attractive? I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Like, why would if you claim I hate women, why would I play as a woman in general and then beat my wife? Like, I don't think that makes a lot of sense. We have a lot of disguises to keep track of. Dinguses to keep track of. Yeah, like, it doesn't make sense. Why would I beat my wife and play a game of a very attractive woman? Doesn't really make a lot of sense. No, not just white people. Actually, every race has done some form of slavery at some point. I think every race has done it to each other one way or one other to others, and mostly themselves. I think Asians did it, white people did it, Africans did it, Middle East did it. So I think everyone's done it at some point. Not a single, I think, race has not done some form of slavery somewhere down the line. Maybe it was not as long as others, but they did some form of slavery somewhere down the line.
Despite all of that, Stellar Blade became a huge success. They held firm, stayed true to their vision, and in my opinion, served as the turning point that these mainstream corporate outlets, activist groups like Sweet Baby Inc., don't hold any power anymore. Because even after a year of its release, when it finally got on Steam, the peak player count nearly reached 200,000 players. And to me, that's absolutely amazing. I was expecting like 30 to 40,000 at most. And it goes to show, if you can withstand all the rocks being thrown at you in the beginning, you'll reap the rewards for not bending the knee and instead giving fans what they actually want.
Correct. Look at J.K. Rowling. Y'all want to defeat this woman, but you can never do it.
Which also leads to my next point. Distinguishing between categories of fans, knowing which ones to attract and which ones to filter out. For example,
do you think the character model was actually like very distracting in not a good way? Because like with the camera angles chosen, it just felt like this game seems like a game that came out in like 2002 in terms of its, character design. It's like a bit old.
We all know this clip. If you're a Kyle fan, you've seen this clip 1,010 times now. This has been used 1,000 times now.
And not flattering, I don't think, for a modern audience. In comparison to something like Forspoken.
What an idiot!
Seeing how the exact opposite occurred with both games, this is someone you should never aim to please. Nope. And also something Kei Udina, the Gachi Akira author, is currently learning at the moment, with some saying she has adopted the deranged fans from MHA, My Hero Academia, who have all gravitated towards her work of Gachi Akira, trying to claim her as being non-binary, which she had to cleverly debunk.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that a lot of the MHA fans, ever since the ending of My Hero Academia from the anime and the manga, or mainly the anime, I noticed that they all gravitated to Gachiakuda, or Gachiakuda, depending on who you're talking to. But like, I noticed they all gravitate over there because I don't see a lot of people talking about vigilantes, because even though vigilantes in the past, no one's talking about it as much as I thought. Yes, he does. Like it's weird because no one, like, I noticed something that shows like Undertale and Vigilantes and maybe even Korra. I noticed that shows, whether it's an anime and or Western property, once it gets like a spin-off or a pre-sequel, it never really lasts long, or a sequel series. It doesn't really do as well as the original. You know what I'm saying? Like, Core didn't do so well. Like, Undertale didn't do so. I will say. Well, I get it. I think that the reason why they're leaving alone is based on the art style alone, because it looks like a softer version of what My Hero Academia looks like. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. You're not lying. You're not lying on that. They did ruin that. But like, I noticed that more and more, because like Undertale, for instance. Undertale is one of them. Like, Undertale had a rabid fan base, right? But whenever you bring up Deltarune, either they don't know what that is, they don't really care for it, or they just don't really acknowledge it too much. Yeah, it makes sense. I won't blame them. Hey, 9488. Yeah, because like I noticed that as time went by. Yeah, the Vigilante manga has different artists. Yeah, I can see like the more bolder lines and stuff look more like a comic book. It looks more like a comic book compared to Horikoshi style. That's more thin lined, but like, and there will be some thickness of lines, but this one's just bold lines. Kind of like what I'm doing here with the chibi, where the inner lines are like kind of thin, but the outer lines will be big and bold, just to emphasize the literal lines to give it that anime look. So it's kind of looking like that.
Why these people are now applying headcanon to real people shows how deranged these people are. Stating that Tomsy isn't transgender, having to clear that up. Having to apologize to the IOF, identity-obsessed fans, who you should definitely stay clear of, because the stage play of Gachi Akira in Japan didn't meet their standards. And even when stating it's out of her hands and given a reasonable explanation, these same so-called fans called her a bitch, racist, just some of the most nasty shit. Check out my video on this where I go into detail discussing that whole fiasco. To where now she had to make a statement addressing specifically her English-speaking fans, which just fuels my point in a previous video. Modern Western fans are too immature for anime and manga. I previously asked people not to turn the cover design into a template, yet some are still doing it. Comments like Gachi Akira is only popular because of Gachi Akira OCs, or are you denying
video on this? We did the video on this, but not on his video. It was on... Yeah, like it's, we did that for, I think it was just Jinx. I think on the Jinxie, it was Jinxie. We did the video on Jinxie. She did a great job explaining that whole segment. If you guys want to go check it out, I'll put it in the description somewhere down here, so if you want to check it out about that particular thing. I might put it in the description, I'll see, but just to give her more, and I will put our channel down there as well. Might as well just fuck it. I'll put both their channels in their videos on this, so yeah.
Missing the point. Please understand the boundary between fan works and the official material. Okay. I'm using a translation app. And to this, the response is when something like, never seen a mangaka hate their own fan base this much. This bitch sucks so much, bro. I hate that Gachi Akira is so good. LMFAO, oh. Nothing about this moron is appealing, just an absolute dredge of a person.
These are the people who have problem with J.K. Rowling, but yet won't stop buying her stuff. Oh, I will. Yep, and them flags. Okay, I'll definitely watch it. I'll watch it. Because I gotta watch that. I don't actually blame them. Honestly. We don't know when to keep our mouths shut and just stay out of our business. But like the thing is here, like what's wild about this is like, these are the same people who have problem with J.K. Rowling, but yet won't stop buying Harry Potter stuff, but want J.K. Rowling to suffer. That is crazy.
Fantastic artist though. I get what she means, but it feels like anytime anyone does anything in the gachi fandom, Udina responds very angrily, and I feel like she's having problems with the wrong things in the fandom, maybe directing her voice in the wrong direction. And there's many more where that came from, which I felt compelled to say something. Careful of the type of fans you attract. There are those who have the innate sense of respect for the author's work, knowing what boundaries not to cross. It's a relationship of trust between fan and creator that's built out of mature admiration. Then there are those who need to be told what not to do like children, even though it should be self-evident. Then will lash out at you and consider you disrespectful for stating what lines not to cross, feeling more entitled to your work than you yourself. It sucks, but in today's era, new and upcoming creators will have to distinguish between the two to keep the integrity of what they create intact, which is why I agree with this post. They're going to make one of the few manga author illustrators who is so openly direct with their audience like that, and who doesn't prefer to stay hidden behind anonymity of a mask or drawing, starting to despise their fandom for acting like total.
And this is why I would go down this route even as my VTubing model, because these people have nothing to live for, and they're usually quick to put you, like, attack you for like virtually any difference of opinion. That's what makes this scary. Sometimes they'll take it to a level where it does not need to be. It does not need to go there, but they'll take it.
Abnormal idiots with zero reading comprehension. I also recently came across a thread including the independent creator Mugen Lord, shout out to him, with him stating, as a comic creator myself, I don't answer to black, woke, or anti-woke crowd. I create what I want on my own terms.
Correct.
You can't please everyone.
Correct.
Some say my female characters are too safe, others say it's too sexualized. And then some black people say my black characters don't look like them, which means they aren't black enough. You're never going to win.
Yes, you'll never. This is the problem. That's exactly why you shouldn't like identify with people like this. This is why you should just make what you want. If you're a black guy who's writing about Asian people, hopefully it'll be accurate. But like if you're writing about Asian people, hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully. But then again, it's like, it's up to you. You don't have to write a thing about you being black if you're a black person. You don't need to write anything if you're white, if you're writing about black people. You don't have to be Hispanic if you're talking about Native Americans. You don't have to. If you're good at what you do, you don't have to worry about it. Remember, a lot of people say Wakanda and as is like it's a real place when it was made by 2 Jewish men. Remember that. Jack Kirby and Stan Lee made the X-Men. They made timeless characters. They made Storm. They made Black Panther. They made Blade. Did they make Blade? I'm pretty sure the one that made Blade. Like, there's so... I mean, those Tashimas were accurate. Yeah, they were pretty accurate, weren't they? And this made by what? White people, I think? Was that whole game made by white people, I believe? I don't think it was made from Asians. Good enough. Yep. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I think if you're talented, if you're good, it will show. If someone doesn't like it, to hell with them. You can't please everyone. Not even people that you're part of. Well, it depends. Really depends. Oh yes, they're Jewish. I think one was Italian, one was Jewish, or I think they both was Jewish, like super Jewish.
With those people, which I state all the time, trying to appease the IOF, identity obsessed fan, is like trying to fill a bottomless pit. It's a thankless task and drains you of all creativity in the end. And to this, he had responses like, "These characters do look white passing or Japanese, LOL. Look at your nose, then look at the noses of each of your characters. They literally don't have any black features. There's nothing."
I kind of noticed that in a lot of X-Men titles, they never bring up Spike. I've noticed that a lot. Spike was like, I think one of the fan favorites back in the X-Men Evolution days. My parents practice. Right? Damn parents.
About this depiction that denotes blackness, in my opinion. She could easily be Hindu, Indian, or a well-tanned white woman, which I'm against neither, but black representation should actually be represented. Otherwise, what's the point? Right? To which Mugen responded, "I'm the creator and I said she is a black woman. And again, white people or Indian people don't look like this in real life either. It's fiction." Which really showcases the IOF well. This type of person always feels more entitled to your work than you yourself. And thankfully, Mugen being independent, he doesn't have to feel pressure from a major studio to appease this type of mindset and can easily filter them out of his fan base.
This is the artistic style that I wanted to go with and stuff like that. And he said, I'm just saying, brother, no offense or anything like that. I'm just saying that,
I had the same problem when I did the animatic for Gacha Kuda. You guys probably saw it with the one of Engine laughing at Zonka. The one I did. That one I made. Some crazy person went in my stream, in one of my comment section and says, "Why is Simiyu so white looking?" I'm like, bro, first thing, there's no base or shades on them. I didn't put no shade on any of them. 2, she is the darkest person out of everyone there in the video. I don't know what you want. You want her to be as dark as charcoal? Is that what you want? Is that what you need? It's like, what the hell? She is obviously the black person in the room, and you've somehow made her whiter than the white people that's in the room. How? How did you do that? I mean, the Asians that are there, the white adjacent people that's there. Why are you having a problem with it? I'm pretty sure if I didn't even add Simiyu at all, you would have a bitch of a problem. Why is it all of a sudden the skin color is a problem? It wasn't even that light. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't understand this nonsense. I'm like, bro, you guys are never satisfied with anything. I'm telling you, if I added every character and did not put Simiyu in it, people would have had a problem with it. But when I put her in it, all of a sudden, why is she so bright? I'm like, bro, they're all base colors. I didn't put no shade on all of them. If I put shade, it will be too dark. The hell? They just wanted to complain. That pissed me off so bad. Right? Level. She's chocolate level. Oh my god. If I had to assume what Simiyu's skin color really is, it's like that of like a Halle Berry. I think. Probably a bit darker. Or else, who I can pick. Maybe like a Halle Berry or a Nicki Minaj. Yeah, I think you want one of those two.
You don't understand how much more money
I'll
you
say
can
Nicki
make.
Minaj probably.
And, if you can, if you create your characters to represent us,
Complexion.
you don't know how many black children would love stuff like this. You'll be just money to be flying off the table. You like your books are just flying off the table if they look like us and stuff like that. But I said, but this is my art style. This is the art style that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna rock with my stuff, you're gonna rock with my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't need so I have to be white to connect with Peter Parker.
Chocolates.
I gotta be white to connect with Wolverine. Like, come on, let's make this make sense here. So I don't get enjoyment. I don't like any. Black. I can't relate to any of these characters because they don't look like me. Why a character has to look like me for me to
like they picked that one chick that played Storm in Days of Future Past. She was like the same complexion as what's her name? What do you call it? She played Storm. She plays Storm in Days of Future Past. I think she was even lighter than Halle Berry, if I remember right. I think she was like black and Asian or something, or white and Asian, black and white, like Halle Berry. Yep.
To connect with these characters, it's shallow as fuck. Like,
it is shallow. Because why is it that the skin color has to be so important to the point that you can't pay attention? It's not even that distracting at all. You also can tell who's the black person in the room. You don't have to like pretend like you don't know who we're talking about, right? It's just like it doesn't make any sense. It's not like Simiyu's straight, like she's not as white as like or light skin as that of like Rudo. I can understand that to a degree, but when she is actually the dark person in the room, like both her and the boss that works at the cleaners are the two darkest persons there. That's the craziest part. They can't compare to Captain Durag. Yo, I swear to God, he better be in Fortnite one day.
It doesn't make sense.
Which should be noted, the IOF lacks sense, consistency, and only care about one thing, representation, which will never be enough as the goalposts will always be moved. And you know how certain content creators, after having an influx
Right?
of new followers, some will make a list of beliefs they stand for to filter out any nuisance followers to not deal with the headaches they might bring later? It sucks, but it seems creators will have to do the same as well, to filter out toxic fans that ruin the experience for everyone else. And not in regards to politics, but simple stuff like Tamaki fan service is necessary. That alone will filter out people you don't want. And it's a shame because it used to be you could remain neutral on certain things and just focus on creating.
If I remember right, no one complained about how light orange Piccolo was in his new form. You notice that? No one complained about that. But they claim that he's black adjacent. Or at least he's black coded. But no one made a big stink about that. But for somehow me drawing Simiyu was a big problem. In fact, Silver Durag was solo cleaners. His instrument will be like what? Will it be the Durag itself? Probably.
But
it'll be like Cloak and Dagger.
Nowadays, staying neutral is considered evil itself, just as Emeru. Or people will try to co-opt you as a creator, forcing labels onto you that you yourself never did, just ask K Udana. Then get mad when you don't act accordingly, which turns into violence very quickly, death threats. This is the result of everything being over-politicized nowadays, ODing on politics, to where it has fried people's brains, taking an extreme position in every direction. I just want creativity to thrive because I enjoy creative works from many creative people. I hate how so many IPs and franchises I grew up with have been destroyed. So much potential just burned away because non-fans were put in charge and only see these properties as tools and not something to be preserved or cherished. Either OG classic creators caught the politically correct bug that destroyed whatever creativity they had left, or they were pushed out for not playing ball with the agenda, which is why it would have to be
shot?
new.
Hold up. Back up. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying.
Because non-fans were put in charge and only see these properties as tools and not something to be preserved or cherished. Either OG classic creators caught the politically correct bug that destroyed whatever creativity they had left, or they were pushed out for not playing ball with the agenda, which is why it would have to be new upcoming creators, new studios on the rise to restore entertainment, the value of escapism and artistic integrity. People who haven't been ideologically captured, just wanting to make something fun for fans. It won't happen overnight, I understand that, but how I look at it, it's almost like the anime orb on the movements of the earth, how there will always be a few people that change the course of the world little by little within their generation, all in the pursuit of truth, no matter the trials and tribulations they were being met with, until one day the simplest of actions that could have been easily looked over led to the most dramatic and positive change shaping the world for the better. That's the role of the creative, and I want that to be realized, and that's what these videos are for. But that's all I had for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Shout out to Naiji for sending me this tweet that's going viral displaying what the non-fan looks like. This request might not make any sense, but what anime do you recommend to someone who hates anime? That someone is me. I can't stand most anime tropes and how they pander to fan service crazed high schoolers. Give me stuff that feels very much like its own thing. And this is a perfect example.
Bro, then go and watch Stranger Things. Go watch Steven Universe. Go watch Avatar. Go watch Korra specifically. Don't even watch regular Avatar. Go watch Korra specifically. Like, what the hell? It's not for, like, then it's not for you, bruh.
Of someone who should never be considered, catered to, or aimed to please. They will be the death of whatever you create, destroying the pure fandom you've garnered, and when what you have built has burned down, they'll just hop on to the next.
You're right. Go watch She-Hulk. Go watch Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion. Go watch that. There's a lot of that exists in your country, right? Go watch the DMC anime, Birds of Prey. Right? Go watch the Netflix anime. You'll be perfectly fine with that. It has nothing that you have. What? It's funny how they're always trying to complain about things that they're not into, but a lot of shows are not doing that anymore these days. So I don't know what they're talking about.
Right out with no concern, just casually moving.
I guess the only one they have a complaint about is probably Fire Force. That's it.
destroying fandoms one at a time.
Oh, well, yeah,
Which
Into
way,
the Woods,
creator?
right?
Also, if you haven't checked out my music, links in the
Hey.
description. If you love those Samurai Champloo, lo-fi mellow boom bed vibes, then my music is
Right.
definitely for you. And if you want to support me and the content I create, consider joining my channel and becoming a member. It's much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free think. Peace.
All right, so that was a video from Monte Sensei. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was fun. So like, subscribe, share, follow, comment. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed this. I totally agree with what Monty's saying here, because there's too many of them trying to always censor and control everything they try to get their grubby little hands on, and then when they get on it, it's not the same. No one wants to be into it, and people leave. Oh yeah, and the new Star Trek Academy show that bombed too. I think that's getting canceled. So I heard about that. I saw Critical Drinkers take on that. I saw some other YouTubers reacting to it, and they say this is not Star Trek. This is something else. This is like baby daycare for grown adults. It's not Star Trek. And I'm not even a Trekkie. I don't watch Star Trek. But what I'm seeing from all the people who complain about this show, it feels like it's a skin suit. It's a skin suit of a show that says Star Trek, but only by name, and just using the whole aesthetic to push their agenda to whatever it is. Oh, and the Follow show as well. That's also a big. We've seen Reaper talk about it from the beginning to the end. A lot of people. It takes out a lot of things, and horrible. It giving migraines. It was that bad? Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my dude. But yeah, I think Monte's on a good point on the whole, like, what is considered a fan and what's not. You know. Yes, so far. I don't know if the latest episode came out. Like, the latest episode I saw is that Xylo and that one chick that Loki likes and went on that mission together, and it didn't go exactly as planned, but now his fiance and the I forgot her name, the green chick, is about to go into battle. Yeah, I'm on to that one. Yeah. So with that said, like, share, comment. Hope you guys enjoy this. I think this was a good idea. I think this was a good video. I think Monte was right on this. I see what he meant by the whole, like, dear creator, don't focus on the non-fans, because you're not gonna really make anything for anyone. If you make stuff for people who are not gonna watch it, well, they're not even going to watch it, and the people who was there to watch it is not going to watch it, so you just made it for no one. It's pretty much what happened to Doctor Who and all that stuff. And The Last of Us as well. So with that said, like, subscribe, share, follow, comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoy this and all that great stuff. I'll give a follow to Monte Sensei. He did a great job. It will be in the descriptions. I'll also put just Jinxie as well in there, because of the whole discussion of the whole Gacha Kuda thing again, just in there, if you guys want to see that and see what she talked about, and we did a reaction on that. Unless you want to see the reaction or see her, I'll put all three. So it is what it is. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys, and I appreciate it. Laters.